This is another episode of Standup Comedy, your host and MC, celebrating 40-plus years on the fringe of show business. Stories, interviews, and comedy sets from the famous and not so famous. Here's your host and MC, Scott Edwards.
Hi, and welcome to this week's show, a Cavalcade of Comedy. We got such a great lineup, four different headliners, all doing some live comedy sets that I think you'll really enjoy. Now, these date back all the way to 1986, and some of them a little bit more recent, but I think you'll find the comedy holds up. They're very funny. Let me tell you a little bit about the show. First off, thanks for being a listener. We hope you continue, share it, and if you get a chance, check out the website, www.standupyourhostandmc.com. There's a way for you to leave messages that could end up on the show. Okay, let's jump into this. Coming up later on, and a long set, very funny stand-up set from 1986 of Dana Carvey. Dana was one of those acts that started off. We were one of his first headlining clubs. He worked for me quite a bit in the 80s before he became quite famous. But in this particular show from 1986, we're going to hear about a third of his normal headlining set. As a headliner, he was easily able to do 50 minutes to 60 minutes, 70 minutes of material. And then sometimes he added music, and it would just go on, and very, very funny. As you'll see by this longer set that's going to come up, it's about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, before that, I have three other headliners that are doing short sets, but I think you'll get a chance to get a taste of their comedy and enjoy their stand-up. So closing the show today, we have Dana Carvey, as I just mentioned, and right before Dana, we have our very first headliner doing a set a little bit later, George Wallace, who was our very first headliner in 1980. This particular set is from the mid-90s. He is known as Mr. Vegas. Not only did he have his own room at the Flamingo in Las Vegas for almost 2 decades, but he has done television, movies, you name it. He's been all over. Our very first headliner went on to huge success, and here you're going to get a snippet of his comedy from the mid-90s. Now, before we get to Mr. Wallace, we have a nice short set from Dennis Wolfberg. This gentleman is a headliner out of New York City. He used to be a school teacher who transitioned into stand-up comedy, and you'll see why. He is just so funny. This short set is from the late 80s, and I know you'll enjoy it. So you know, all the comedy you hear was recorded live at my club in Sacramento, but I did want to point out that the recording quality changed over the years, and some of the shows don't sound as clear as the others. In this particular podcast, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to hear Dennis Wolfberg and George Wallace, our second and third act. So just keep that in mind, but if you listen closely, you hear some great comedy. And starting things off, one of our top headliners that worked at the clubs all through the 80s and the 90s, Steve Smith. Now, Steve is out of Los Angeles, still is, and still performs regularly. He's a very talented headliner and worked for Laughs Unlimited all through the 80s and 90s. He's appeared several times on TV and actually had a couple spot appearances in a few movies. But right now, let's hear a short comedy set from our first of 4 headliners in our Cavalcade of Comedy. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Smith, live on stage.
I had to fly up to Alaska, too. Man, it's a long flight. Alaska's like way past Pasadena. It's like up I-5, take a left. And then you're there. They have the weirdest weather in Alaska. You probably know this. Because of where Alaska's located in the summertime, the sun will stay out for 22, 24 hours a day. Right? 22 hours of sun. Birds are going nuts. Chirp! Oh, come on! Chirp! Go down! It sucks. Chirp! No sports in Alaska, no pro sports. Sort of like L.A. now. So 3 people boo, the rest of you go, yeah, you're right. Yeah, no pro sports in Alaska. If you ever go to Alaska, watch the local news. Watch them try to report on sports they don't have. And now John with Alaska Sports. Bob caught a fish. Show him the fish, Bob. Their big sporting event in Alaska is a dog sled race. I'm sure some of you heard of it, the Iditarod. These people are nuts. It's a 2-week dog sled race from Anchorage to Nome. 2 weeks. You, your dogs, a sled, 1,200 miles, and at times 70 below zero. Well, sign me up. Think those dogs are excited about running 2 weeks in 70 below weather? No, those dogs are tricked. Hey, guys, go for a walk? One guy's won it 5 times. A woman lady says won 4 times. Her name is Susan Butcher. She's pretty amazing. This actually happened to her about 4 years ago. Susan Butcher's leading the Iditarod. She's in the middle of Alaska, middle of nowhere. She's kicking ass. No one's around her. She's going to win. And she loses. No one's around her. And she loses. Any guesses why? She didn't get lost, no. She didn't have PMS. I'm puffy, pull over. No. Look, a shopping mall. Stop, doggies. I think somebody said it. The dog didn't die. Oh, no. Clear. I think I heard it. Somebody said it. This is true. She was attacked by a moose. A moose. Could you imagine you just mushing along, all of a sudden Bullwinkle comes ripping at her. Go! Hey, come back here. Ah! And they said in the paper that the moose was pregnant and thought the dogs were wolves. Yeah, like they interviewed the moose. So why'd you attack him? That's what we thought. Back to you, Bob.
That was Steve Smith, ladies and gentlemen, a great headliner, a regular at Laughs Unlimited, still works out of Los Angeles and tours and works all over the country. I know you enjoyed that set. Hey, we're on a roll now. Let's keep the Cavalcade of Comedy moving with our next entertainer, originally out of New York City. This gentleman is one of the funniest guys. He has since passed away, I'm so sorry to say, but he was one of the funniest guys we ever had at the club back in the 80s. I know you'll enjoy him. Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Wolfberg.
Several years back, while driving down 2nd Avenue on that occasion, the light turned yellow, I accelerated, but on this occasion the light turned red far more rapidly than I had anticipated, yes. Because when you see a yellow light, you generally predict how much time it will be and how much turf you can traverse in the interim. But it was red, and I jammed on my brakes, and I ended up stopped in the middle of the intersection, which for many, many years of living in New York, I knew was not the place to be, ladies and gentlemen. And New Yorkers, God bless them, are so renowned for their patience. I was touched by how many suggestions came hurling my way. Replete with corrective hand gestures and everything as to how to extricate myself from this automotive dilemma. I mean, I wanted to drive forward, but already a group of eager pedestrians had begun crossing the transversal. Bless their ambulatory little hearts, by the way. So left with no option, I put my car in reverse. I backed up and I waited. And when the light turned green, I put my foot down, having forgotten one minor detail, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently some of you know of this predicament. So you could imagine the shock on my face, not to mention the shock on the face of the guy behind me, as we suddenly became one. The man behind me, a New York taxi cab driver. Yes, one of the lowest forms of humanity, ladies and gentlemen. A man who had not only a truculent attitude, but a name that had 9 consecutive consonants. I tried to break the tension with some humor. I said, "You speak English." Now, you people are laughing, and you don't even live in New York, but this man apparently had his sense of humor surgically removed when he passed through immigration. And thus began an interchange that would have done the House of Commons proud. He loved the first salvo when he called me not so much a person as an orifice, ladies and gentlemen. And considering he did not have great command of the language, I was impressed with his knowledge of anatomical parts, particularly one where the sun don't shine. I responded by suggesting that he had been born without the benefit of wedlock. He responded by suggesting that I was a practitioner of incest. I responded by suggesting that he was the offspring of a female canine, to which he then suggested that I do something to myself that, were I to have obliged, might have resulted in my becoming pregnant, ladies and gentlemen. He must have thought me hermaphroditic, not to mention double-jointed, and in fact I said, if I could do that, would I be arguing with you? I'd be in for the winter, and thank you very much.
I hope you enjoyed that short set from one of my favorites, Dennis Wolfberg, where we're going to keep things going. Our next headliner, as I mentioned, was our very first headliner when we opened the club in 1980. We've got a great relationship with him still. He was a regular performer in Las Vegas for over 2 decades. I know you enjoy. This is a short comedy set from the mid-90s. Ladies and gentlemen, the comedy of George Wallace.
I should have been in charge of this country. Because I'd make some changes if I were in charge of this. Because I know how to run a country. I could cut down on the budget. I want to be fair. People that want to drink and drive, I think we should have a lane for these people. Well, one lane, both directions. I know how to cut down on costs. I think the government should run a 3-day government, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. How about that? Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That's when the mailman should come. Then the mailman and the garbage man should be the same guy. They picking up and dropping off the same crap. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Do we care whether we get our bills on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays? No. See how much I'm saving fuel? I know how to run this country. Monday, the hospitals should be open. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You have a heart attack on Tuesday? That ain't gonna be your day. I'm tired of the government wasting your money. Like immigration, they want to build that wall down in Texas, Arizona, and California, 700-mile wall. It ain't gonna work. You think the Mexicans are stupid? You think they're going to build their own wall and not leave a hole in it? Hell, they ain't crazy. Huh? You let the Mexican build that wall look like a checkerboard with a hose in it down there. That's another thing. If I'm ever in charge of this country, I'm putting any Mexicans in here, every cabinet post, every administrative position, I'm putting Mexicans in charge of everything. You know why? Because Mexicans can get things done. A Mexican will show up on time. A Mexican will bring other people with them. Anything can be done, a Mexican can do it. Am I right? Walk into a Chinese restaurant, eat your Chinese food. When you're walking out, stop, peep in the kitchen. See who's cooking your Chinese food. Mexicans are the smartest people. Mexicans came over here, we were eating churches and Popeyes. What did the Mexicans say? The Mexicans said, we can do better. They gave us El Pollo Loco. You people around the country, you don't know what that is. We got a chicken on the West Coast called El Pollo Loco. Y'all better get you some of that chicken. That chicken is so good, another chicken will eat that chicken. That's how good that chicken is. I'm going to change some of these stupid television commercials, too, that are making me. That's why I was late tonight, Jerry. I'm sorry I was late. I was down at the Verizon store. Y'all know Verizon? I love these people. 20 people in line, 2 people working. And you know me, I'll be thinking, hey, where's that network? Where's that network? Where those 2,000 people supposed to be helping people out there? Are they in the back? You on a break? Can you hear me now? Come out here and help these customers. All these cash for gold. You seen the one cash for gold? Let me get this straight. Now you want me to go to my room, get all my gold together, put it in an envelope, take it down to the mailbox, and send my gold to somebody I don't even know. And these people on cash for gold send me a check for $500. Well, you sent them $7,000 worth of gold, you stupid idiot. These commercials are making me sick. But I love them. My hometown, UPS, I love my company, UPS, just love them to death. Their slogan is, what can Brown? First thing Brown can do for me is move that truck out of Middle Street, okay? Brown got to stop blocking traffic. And Brown needs to put some pants on, too. What can Brown do for me? Run this over to FedEx. We got to do something about this economy, too. I'm at McDonald's the other day. I ordered a double cheeseburger. They took the one I had and just folded it over. 7-Eleven now open 7 to 6. It's getting crazy out here. They say the price of gas is so high in L.A. that Bloods and the Crips will be rolling together. There'll be some changes made when I'm in charge of this country. I want to thank you.
That was George Wallace live on stage. I know you enjoyed that short set from him. He is a terrific headliner, still performs, and you could see him occasionally on TV as well. All right, now we've come to the star of this week's show. Ladies and gentlemen, our closing headliner of our Cavalcade of Comedy is Dana Carvey. Now, I know you all know that name. He's famous from TV and movies, a very, very funny guy and a very good friend of mine, and one of the early headliners at Laughs Unlimited in the 80s. Now, this particular set is going to be longer than the previous 3 sets. It's about 10-15 minutes. It was about 1/3 to a quarter of his regular headliner set. But I wanted to give you a taste of what Dana Carvey was like live on stage from 1986 at our club on Firehouse Alley. All right, you ready for some great stand-up comedy? Ladies and gentlemen, Dana Carvey.
Scotty Edwards! Give it up, come on. All right. Oh, super, that was really bitchin'. Saturday night in Sacramento. Goddamn, I'd rather be here than any other goddamn place in the world. This fine land called Sacramento, built from grit and sand and boulders and dirt and blood and sand and grit it was built. And people came and they built and they did with grit and sand and sex and blood and sand. And then they had sex and they built some more and more sex. And then they had cocaine and built a lot more. And then they had sex and people were looking, so what? We know. How many people right now in their chairs going, well, you look like his name should be Scooter? Oh, that hurts people. That hurts bad, man. From blood and sex and sand. I'm actually 30 years of age, but I read at a 34-year-old level. Yeah. Hey, fuck off, man. The thing has been hounding me all week. Kidding. The Late Show, Saturday night. I like Sacramento. Friendly people. A lot of street people around here, though. I was surprised. In the capital of the state, a lot of street people, guys walking up to you, make no sense at all. This guy walks up to me yesterday and says, hey, you could be them, 'cause I said before when they were. Is he here? I tried to be polite. I tried to talk back. Yeah, because enough times, not again, they said. Goddamn right! My wife calls this shirt a cute top. I love the way women call shirts cute tops. I don't know if men care. You know, you never see two drunken cowboys in a bar going, hell, Bob, I've been sipping my Budweiser all night. And I've been meaning to tell you. That's a mighty cute top you got on. But tell me, Bob, what do you do about static cling? Men can't wear cute tops. Men must be men at all time. That's why men drink beer. Right? Yeah, okay, well. I don't come to Jack in the Box and bother you when you're working. Never fails, that line. I don't know why. I hate using those stock lines, but men must drink beer, hopefully not too much beer. Don't drink light beer, that's pussy wet faggot beer. What is the deal? Why is light beer considered effeminate? I mean, why don't they get over with making real man beer, 2,900 calories a bottle, little pieces of cake floating in it. You're like, my goddamn man. I don't know if women understand the pressure men are under. Really, What's going on here? It was hell in there, man. We were in the Laps Unlimited place, man. And then the guy said men and women. It was fighting and scratching and kicking. Man, my wife passed out. I have no penis. I don't know why, man. It was hell in there, man. God damn. I just brought up a concept. See, men don't know what to be. We don't know whether to be sensitive or kind of dominant, in control. We don't really know what women want. Do you like a masculine kind of controlling man, or you like a sensitive sort of guy? I don't know. Do you see why men drink a lot? Do you see why we have a drug problem? I don't know what the hell she wants. Men will behave in any way that will get them laid. Just to be honest. If we thought sensitivity would incur sexual activity, you'd see guys all across old Sacramento in bars going, "Will someone hug me, please?" I'm really sensitive. Do you see why we have a drug problem? See, that's why men act macho. We think women like that. It's silly. You know these guys, "Give me a beer, bitch!" He's ordering me around. My buttocks are tingling. He's better than Rambo. I think all this stuff's not true. We're all victims of these stereotypes. I do know this, that when I was a busboy, I could not get a date. I mean, women do not traditionally like busboys. I hope I'm not out of line on that. You like busboys? That's what you want, huh? So you're in a Denny's going, "Barbara, put down your salad fork. Look at that busboy over there. Look at him sweating like some kind of fabulous farm animal. Look at him. He's not a busboy. He's a dish god. Look at him." Are you like that? You're so agreeable. Whatever you say, Mr. Comedian. You're so happy. I think that's cool. You're just I like people who just decide to have fun in life. Just every little thing is fun. Get up in the morning, "Honey, I'm going to have some oatmeal." Yeah! I'm so fucking happy. I think that's good. Frosted Flakes. Oh, she's correcting me. Frosted Flakes, not oatmeal. You shut up. My buttocks are not tingling. You bastard. God damn it. From blood and sex and sand they built. Yeah, and Frosted Flakes they built. How can they build from a cold cereal, please? I'm being so cruel tonight. I'm sorry. I gotta take a. Do you have friends who take a drink on a hot day and are just incredibly intense? Like, "Oh, please, that's that good. That's that good. Could you do that somewhere else? Because we're gonna bomb it. Thank you very much. You really are. You guys been watching Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous? Doesn't this show bum you out? You know, you don't want to see this. Honey, look, there's some things we'll never have. I love this guy, Robin Leach, the host. Never talks at a normal tone of voice. You know, I'm Robin Leach, lifestyles of the rich and famous. I'm yelling, I don't know why. Why is he? I can't stop yelling. I don't know why. I love the guests they have. Where do they dig these people up? Oil billionaire, Magig, Magoo, Gagee, Gagoo, Gadoogie. That's his first name. He's worth $250 million. You have 1,900 homes. He has 12 million cars. That's why you're watching this stupid show. That made no sense at all. Sorry, man, I fucked up. People went with me, and I care a lot, man. I love you. There's no pressure in the room. I like comedians who put pressure on you. Their jokes don't go over and they get really uptight and hostile. You know the kind of comic I'm talking about? Not at all. Paul, he's gentle as a lamb. Aren't you as amazed as I am, sober people? Could they shut up? This audience is like fully self-contained. I don't know. Like a camper or something. You kind of turn your chairs around. It's Saturday. Some of these people are on their own little trip. You know, a lot of comedians, their jokes bomb. They go, yeah, well, here's another joke you'll hate. My stuff doesn't go over. I come back at you twice as hard, people, because I care. I say we take life too seriously, myself included. We just have to be silly. Just do silly things. The world's so crazy, who can figure it out? Just walk down the street, someone says, what time is it? Just look at your watch and go, well, it's pretty late. Why not? He might answer back, that's what I thought. You could make a special friend. Just be silly. Walk into a supermarket, walk up to the guy. Excuse me. Excuse me. Could you tell me where the frozen fish is, please? Why not, man? What do you got to lose? You only live once, twice max. Too many things putting us down in life. We got to go on an ego trip just to stay equal. Like if you shampoo your hair and it turns out like whipped crap on top of your head, just horrible, I say just fluff it up and cop an attitude, man. Just walk down the street, walk up to people and go, hey, I like it this way, man. This vertical flip off the side of my head, I planned that, baby, so back off. Why do we let people control us? Do you have friends you cancel casual social plans and they get really annoyed? Do you have friends? I have this friend, his name's Jim. He goes, you going to the movie tomorrow? And I go, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I won't be able to make it. And he goes, fuck! It's just a movie. I don't need that in my life. Fuck! That was the next thing he said. Oh, shit. I said we got to be like rock stars. Rock stars do whatever they want now. People like Prince, calls himself Prince. That's cool. Sting. I like his music. He calls himself Sting. His real name is Gordon. He woke up apparently one day and said, I'll be Sting. That's got to be a gutsy thing to ask your friends to call you, don't you think, guys? That'd be an embarrassing moment. Excuse me, can we stop playing cards for just a moment? I'd like to make a bit of an announcement. Would you guys mind calling me Sting? Fuck you. Yeah, my name is Bite. This is my buddy Scratch. So back off. It is a cute top you're wearing, though. I said cute top. I don't know why. Yeah, the world's just insane. I remember my dad taught us kids about the world. My dad, Bud Carvey from Missoula, Montana. Bud. My dad always talked in noises. I think that was one of the things about it. Made me laugh. Kids, hey. Did your dad do this? Hey, kids, hey. Go to the store. Yeah, pick us some milk and bring it back home, huh? Did your dad do that? Hey. He wants to shut up. He goes, hey, pipe it. And this guy had a rough childhood. He slept on a car seat, had applesauce sandwiches, had a bike with no wheels and no frame, just a seat, which he'd hop to school on. This is what he told us. My dad hated long hair more than anything. Grew up in a different era. Couldn't believe the 60s. Long hair. Long hair on a man? It's for homos. Fruit, fag, fairy, slipper boy, squat sergeant, butt slammer, any of those. But not my boys. Long hairs. This is him Saturday morning in the yard by himself. Long hairs. So haircut time was brutal. So kids, come here. Hey, haircut. Hey. Oh, haircuts. Wasn't that brutal, guys? All you want to do is have long hair and you're growing up. Your dad would, like, take out that thing that would sound like a chainsaw. Oh, come on, not too short, Dad. Long hairs. When he got through with this, me and my brothers looked like 4 billiard balls sitting there in the kitchen, you know. My mom comes in as a joke and says, Dana, in the side pocket. Dinner was ready. She said, Bud, rock 'em up. Long hairs. Now, my dad was tough on 4th of July, which is coming up. It reminds me when I was a kid, it was terrible because my dad wouldn't buy us fireworks. Did you have a dad like that? You say, Dad, buy us Red Devil. Come on, Dad. He'd say, no, it is just like burning money, goddammit. It is just like burning money. So we used to have to sit in the living room. He'd just shine a flashlight at us. Just as good, you kids, just as good. Halloween, he wouldn't buy us a costume or a mask. We had to trick or treat and just hold a face for like 3 hours. Oh, it was brutal, man. Then there was my mom. Typical mother, cared about everyone's feelings. Hope you're all right, dear. Your father and I worry. Perhaps your mother is the only person on the planet that loves you unconditionally. I mean, your dad loves you, but there are conditions. It's different for a father's son. You can't walk up to Dad after high school graduation and go, hello, Dad, I'm gay and I can't shoot a basket. This would be tough on Father. Mom would say, I'll help you with your jump shot, dear. My mom would buy people gifts. Still, she buys you a gift today, and she's very worried you won't like it. As you're opening the gift that she's bought you, she always says, if you don't like it, you can take it back. Did you ever get that? Isn't that funny? I love it. No, you can take it back. I love it. You can take it back. I love it. You can take it back. 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 Here's the keys to my car. The store opens in 20 minutes. You can take it back. One birthday, open up my gift. There's nothing in there. She said, I knew you wouldn't like it. I took it back. I got nothing. So I flipped her off. People were like, no, Bud wouldn't let me get over that one. No way. Bud believed that a man should be able to work with his hands. My father believed that a man should be able to take his big goddamn hands and wrap around a big goddamn tool and fix a big goddamn thing. I'm ready to fix it, honey. With my big goddamn tool. Now me, I couldn't fix anything. So my dad would test me when I was a kid. He'd say, Dane, we got a half hour before dinner. Why don't you build us a guest house today, huh? Now why bring this up? Because I had a brother who could do that. I had a genius brother. My brother Brad could fix things, science, math, electronics, biology. He just had that side of his brain. You know, like at the science fair in junior high, weren't you the kind of people I'd do my project like at the last minute, get a piece of plywood, stick like cotton balls to it and write clouds, Hope this is okay, Brad's the kind of kid have like a real volcano, like 8 feet high, lava spewing out, little natives running away, UN security team in a Jeep with field glasses, He's amazing. He always fixed things. He fixed the dryer. My dad never did. We were always amazed. Brad, you fixed the dryer in 2 minutes with a butter knife. You're only 4 years old, man. That is amazing, dude. Brad, a very shy character, would say something like, yeah, I fixed the dryer. It'll never break down again. He's an amazing kid, your parents would say to you, what did you do to deserve dessert? Remember those kind of questions? Brad could say, I developed a cheap nuclear fuel rocket system. You want some ice cream on that pie? They say, why can't you be more like your brother, goddammit? I was always the black sheep of the family. I literally had black fur and a snout till I was 11. It was tough, people.
Wow, Dana is just running rampant. He is such a funny guy, a little all over the place, but always funny. And what's great is he has great interaction with the audience, and I think that's one of the reasons he became a superstar. Dana Carvey has voices, very funny interactions with the audience, and great material. And I know you enjoyed that longer set from Dana Carvey. Well, folks, that was our Cavalcade of Comedy. I hope you enjoyed the comedy sets from Steve Smith, Dennis Wolfberg, George Wallace, and the star of this week's podcast, Dana Carvey. Hey, thanks so much for listening. Be sure to tell your friends. Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Standup Comedy, your host and MC. For information on the show, merchandise, and our sponsors, or to send comments to Scott, visit our website at www.standupyourhostandmc.com. Look for more episodes soon and enjoy the world of stand-up comedy. Visit a comedy showroom near you.